John Rappaport back in our last segment here in the fourth hour for Alex on InfoWars. Just want to say a couple more things about what Trump is doing here. State Department, mass resignations, and cutting funding to the UN. Oh, baby, the United Nations. Now, I can remember going back, let's say 1964, somewhere in there, anybody who suggested that cutting funding to the UN or withdrawing from the UN, there's also a little bit of talk about that now, would be considered a complete paranoid wacko, okay, that was out to destroy mankind and mankind's only hope for survival, the UN. Now it's happening, cutting funding to the UN. Because, of course, the government of the United States is the main financial backer of the UN and is sitting there on territory in New York City that was donated by Rockefeller, Rockefeller, arch globalist family, and that was the purpose from the beginning. And all of a sudden, it's happening. The media doesn't want to talk about it. The media would like to forget that this is even on the table, much less actually happening. But it is happening. Unprecedented. Unprecedented. I mean, your adrenaline should flow when you hear this. Why? Because the UN, under all of this weighty rhetoric about the Earth Charter and one human family and all of the kinds of, Hillary Clinton borrows from their speeches and they borrow from hers. It's all the same jive rhetoric. The cheese glob collective, as I like to call it. All will be wonderful. And what we mean by wonderful is the UN will promote the globalist management system of the world and eventually will eliminate sovereign nations. And there'll only be regions, and the regions will be collected under this one blanket of sustainable future, which means all in poverty. But it'll be wonderful. Don't worry about it. Just keep your eyes straight ahead and keep moving. Another cesspool, endless cesspool, the UN, to go along with the endless cesspool at the State Department. As if international negotiations, which seem to be, the substance of what the State Department and the UN do, this can only be carried out in extraordinarily complex ways by people who take decades and years to hammer out these agreements and so on and so forth. Oh, way beyond the power of any of us to understand what's actually happening. Oh, forget it. Turns out this is just more jive. Just as you and I could sit down and hammer out some sort of a business agreement in an hour or two, nations can talk to each other and hammer out agreements without needing the State Department or the UN or anything. It's completely bogus. It always was bogus. It was never about peace in our time. It had nothing to do with that. And the power players knew it. Big things are happening, folks. Thanks for being here. See you in a couple of weeks. John Rappaport on InfoWars. Stay good.
This has been adopted as of 2017 by the Department of Defense. All four branches of the military, Combat One. And guess who in the spring of 2017 has the exclusive right to sell this to everybody else but the military? Infowars.com. I want to commend Q and Patrick and the rest of our team. I want to commend Combat One for getting the big Pentagon deal. And I want to thank them for supporting us because they know we support America. We are the exclusive source of Combat One skin and muscle optimization, field foam, field spray, skin and muscle optimization, and broad spectrum hygiene tactical bath. Contains 8 pre-moistened cloths. Ladies and gentlemen, these are incredibly affordable, and they have patented proprietary systems that annihilate germs, you name it, across the board. That's why it's been adopted by the Pentagon, by the Defense Department, system-wide. I'm going to go over some of the numbers, some of the proven statistics, and the claims that Combat One can make right now. Never before has the public been able to access this new Combat One military-grade hygiene technology used by special operations to maintain hygiene during survival situations. Studied for safety and effectiveness by St. John's Medical Research Institute, St. Jude's, and the American Journal of Infection Control. The technology behind Combat One wipes kills bad bacteria while leaving beneficial skin bacteria unharmed. That's the key buffer. The toxic wipes, the sanitizers kill everything, including your immune system. They lower your fertility. It's all admitted. Combat One is able to do this naturally by only targeting the bad stuff. And again, it's all patented. It's super secret. 12 years, Special Forces testing it. This is something every info warrior needs to order, needs to have in their home, needs to use in their daily lives, whether it's cleaning your guns or your own skin, or when you're out camping. This is the game changer. The entire family of Combat One is available exclusively at InfoWarsStore.com.
Just coming back from the river where I was using one of our water filtration straws, a certain device we sell here at InfoWarsStore.com, and I had smacked my knuckle pretty hard the other day with my knife after cleaning one of the animals. So I want to use some Combat One foam, show you guys that we actually use it, how well it works. This wound's been open for about 5 days now. I just dipped it in and out of the river, so just to better safe than sorry. Once I let that soak in, I'll wrap it up, field dress, and nice and clean again.
And it certainly is coming to the rescue with Combat One, born in America, made in America, and now distributed by InfoWars to America.